Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're all well and I hope you're all having a nice and relaxing Sunday afternoon, and welcome to one of the last FPL videos for the season 2022-2023. Yep, we've reached the end almost, only one game week left, and I'm super excited about this game week. I'm super nervous, let's say. I have butterflies in my stomach because I'm happy with my rank, and I'm hoping that I won't slip up in the last game week and a half, and I'm hoping that I will stay in the top 1k. So it's been an amazing season for me, very entertaining, and it has flown by. And it's all thanks to you guys. It's all thanks to the people that are watching, for the subscribers, for the people that are supporting the channel. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I have big plans for next season, and I'm super excited about the Premier League. Now today I'm gonna share with you guys my transfer plans and thoughts about the final game week of this season. We're gonna look at which teams I think should be looked at, which teams we should focus on, which players from those teams, and all of that. So yeah, now game week 37 is only halfway done. There are still lots of games left to be played. It's the Sunday fixtures and all the double game week fixtures during the week as well. But at the moment, from the Saturday games, I am on a green arrow, 50 places green arrow. So the overall rank at the moment is 647. So 50 places green arrow, and let's see what happens until the end of this game week. It would be amazing if I manage to stay in the top 1k. That would be very satisfying for me. Now let's look at the game week 38. Let's start with the fixtures first, then we will look at my team. So here it is, game week 38. Now the first thing that's important to say, and this is just my opinion, I don't know if you guys agree or not, but when it comes to the last game week of the season, my focus pretty much any season is to try my best to get players from teams that still have something left to fight for, to play for. So if there is a team that's already finished in this season, so they are not fighting for anything, or are like we want to say, they are on the beach, then I'm not really looking at those teams that much. My focus is on teams that are fighting and have lots of things left to do in the season. Now there are a couple of teams like that this season. So we have a couple of teams that are fighting for the 7th spot, which is the last European spot, and those teams are Aston Villa, Spurs, and one more team. Let me just remember who the team was. And Brentford, yes. So Aston Villa, Brentford, and Spurs are fighting for the 7th spot. So this could potentially have some interesting options in those teams. And also Everton and Leeds United are fighting to stay in the league, to not get relegated. So I'm looking at some of their options as well. One more thing to mention as we move to my team, for my best team for Game Week 38. One more thing to mention is that I think the focus for this game week should be on midfielders and attackers. I would not be looking at any defensive transfers, because the last game week of the seasons, of pretty much any season in the Premier League, tends to be super high scoring, and there are not that many clean sheets around. At least I have noticed that. So my plan is to just keep my defenders, the ones that I have, and don't waste transfers or hits on those players. And then I'm looking at some midfielders or attacking changes potentially. So that's the plan. Now here is how the team looks at the moment. Couple of Man United, couple of Brighton players, two Liverpool and two Newcastle players, and also Haaland. As you can see, my captaincy at the moment is on Salah, who plays the last team in the league, the worst, Southampton. Yeah, it's an away game, but Salah is in a decent form, and Liverpool as a team are in a good form, good scoring form. And at the moment, I think they are very likely to have a strong finish to their season. To be fair, I would like it even better if it was a home game instead, but it's an away game, so I have still time to decide, but at the moment he is my captain. I don't think I will be captaining Haaland for the last game because Man City already have won the title, so I'm not sure they are gonna risk any of their important players. They are gonna probably save them for the cup final and for the Champions League final. So Haaland is just gonna stay in my team, but he's not going to be my captain. And let's look at some of the transfer options that I'm considering for GW38. So like I mentioned, I'm looking at the teams that are still fighting for something, teams that are fighting for European spots or to stay in the league. And the first thing to figure out is who I would look to transfer out for this game week first. So I have one free transfer, and as it stands, I'm not very likely to take a hit. I'm gonna try my best to just do my one free transfer and leave the rest of the team as it is. I think that's the best and the smartest play for me specifically. Now, from the attackers, I'm gonna keep Salah, like I said. I'm gonna keep my Man United attackers. They have a home fixture against Fulham, so that's a good fixture for them as well. Like I said, I will keep Haaland unless I'm 100% sure that he's going to be benched. If that is the case, then it's going to be Haaland to Harry Kane. For me, very straightforward transfer. If we hear some news that Haaland is rested, then everything becomes super simple. Harry Kane comes in the team for him. I might even do this transfer if I'm not sure Haaland is rested or not. And in this case, I would be tempted to captain Harry Kane as well. So this is one of my transfer options. Like I said, Spurs are fighting to get the European spot, and they play Leeds away, and I expect that game to be super high scoring. So that's one transfer option for me. Another one is if I think that Haaland is going to play in this game, then I'm going to keep him, and then I would look to transfer out one of the two Brighton midfielders. So either Mitoma or McAllister. Based on recent form, they haven't really been that dangerous in the past couple of game weeks. So I would transfer out one of them. Let's transfer out McAllister for now, but it might be Mitoma. And then some potentially interesting options in those places are first, I would look at some Leeds midfielders because, like I said, Leeds are fighting to stay in the league. They play at home against Spurs, who are not that good defensively, and I think this game will be super high scoring. So I'm looking at Jack Harrison as the possibly best option from the midfield from Leeds. I think he's nailed and he's dangerous in the attack, so I think he could be a good option for me, differential option for the last game week. That's one option. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money to get in Rodrigo, who could also be potentially be an interesting option. If I don't go there, then I might transfer out Callum Wilson, who plays Chelsea away, and I'm not even sure he's going to start in that game. Isaac might be the striker for that game, and I could also go for Patrick Bamford in his place. Once again, a Leeds attacker. This could also be my transfer. I'm looking at those players. Also, if I don't do that, another team that could potentially have some interesting options is Everton, the other team that's fighting to stay in the league. They play Bournemouth at home, who are already on the beach and are finished with this season. So I'm looking at McNeil as an interesting, very cheap option from Everton. He's nailed, he plays 90 minutes every game, and he has a hole in him here and there, like you can see 21 points in game 35. So Bournemouth at home, I think Everton are, with the help of their crowd, they could very easily win this game by a huge goal difference. So there could be some couple of Everton players that get some big returns in this game. So I could end up going with him or Doucouré. He is another good option for my last transfer. This could also happen. Or if I don't do that, the last transfer that at the moment I'm looking at is potentially going back to Ollie Watkins. So like I said, Aston Villa are fighting for the European spot, and they play the last game, they play home against Brighton, who by game 38 will also pretty much have finished their season, and recently they have conceded some goals. They are not that strong defensively anymore. So another home fixture, Ollie Watkins, interesting option as well. Definitely one to consider. And yeah, those are the players that I'm looking at. Maybe Arsenal could have a good fixture as well. They play home also against Wolves. Maybe Martin Odegaard. I think they will try their best to have the one of the best games at the end of the season, because they were fighting for the title the whole season. So they're gonna want to give a nice show at the end to their fans. So maybe an Arsenal attacker could be an interesting option, Martin Odegaard or Gabriel Jesus maybe, but if you have enough funds in the bank, which is not case for me, which is not the case for my team. So yeah, that's my transfer plans for Gaming 38. Still lots of games to be played. Hopefully there won't be any new injuries by the end of Gaming 37, and then when it gets closer to the deadline, which is Sunday for this game week, then I will give you guys my updated thoughts and transfer plans, and also I will talk about the captaincy as well. So that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a nice Sunday afternoon once again, and I hope that you enjoy the games that are going to be played today. See ya guys. Peace.